Kenya Forestry Research Institute hosted the inaugural Commercial Forestry Investment Conference and Expo at KEFRI headquarters from 23rd to 26th November 2021. The conference themed Commercial Forestry Investment for Wealth Creation, Enhancing Manufacturing, Food Security, Health and Attainment of 10% Tree Cover in Kenya brought together stakeholders in the commercial forestry sector, including researchers, wood processors and investors. Honorable Keriako Tobiko, the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Environment and Forestry, officially opened the conference and launched various technical documents as well as a solar drying facility for tree seeds.
I congratulate KEFRI and the team and all those who have come in to work together with us, our supporters, our sponsors, our partners. So mine really is to assure you about our support of the ministry, support of the government, and support of His Excellency the President has agreed the green agenda, and this is one of his legacies. During November of 2019, to mark the full reclamation and restoration of Masai Mara, which had remained completely degraded for 40 years, led by KEFRI and KFS and other partners. We did aerial seeding for the first time, I think in mass scale, in large scale, and as on a pilot basis. I think this is the report, the technical report of the results of the outcome of that exercise, and I congratulate all those who involved KEFRI and KFS and the consultant. Pongezi sana. I'm sure you will not do it. It is now my greatest and singular pleasure, good people, now declare this conference for 3 days officially, and the Expo, of course, officially open. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
The conference created an opportunity for stakeholders to share knowledge and experience on the status of the commercial forestry sector, challenges and opportunities for investment.
So challenges in this timber exert is that we see shortage in raw material, partly due to moratoriums. We're also looking at high timber prices for timber products from imports, the dilapidations of existing investment and loss of employment. We've seen that in the recent past, and the slow growth of the sector.
If you were to try to take a large piece of wood, any kind of wood, a big log or a big piece of CLT, and try and get it to go on fire with a match or a lighter or a blowtorch, you're going to be there for a very long time. In fact, you're probably unlikely to get that piece of wood on fire. When it does go on fire, which you'll do by burning lots of small pieces to build a big fire, and you let that fire burn until it goes out, you'll find that log still in your fireplace, even in your home or wherever it is you're trying this. But you'll find that log is still there. It hasn't disappeared. It hasn't burnt to nothing. If you cut through it, you'll find a perfectly preserved piece of wood in the middle and the char layer, which has obviously suffocated the oxygen and stopped the fire. And the great thing about this is that wood burns incredibly predictably, unlike steel, which melts, and concrete, which explodes in a fire. And so engineers can predict to the millimeter exactly when that fire will stop and how much wood will be preserved in the middle. Meaning that if we're in buildings that made from this material that go up in fire, we can feel confident that the engineers know exactly how much wood to leave to keep that building standing. So that 80-story building, you'd rather be on the 80th floor in a timber building than one made out of concrete or steel.
Various technologies that have been developed were also on display at the Expo.
and it will give you a very good surface. When you look at the timber surface, it's quite engaging. I mean,
so we are here today. How the scenario will be like 10 years ago to come. Species site matching, which I'm sure we've taken you through. Carbon sequestration, tree height and volume, and then woodlot editing and woodlot monitoring. So just to give you a snapshot on what the technology can do, we'll take you through a slide here. This is a forest that we did in Uganda, and now as a forest manager, you can be able to actually identify your forest using live images. So when you're within your forest, you can be able to ask your staff, if it's the ranger or the forester, please go to point A. There seems to be something happening there. Point B looks okay. Point C, we established. Using this technology, you can also monitor the survival of the plantation or any forest that you've already planted. And then you can even send your forester to point E where the logging activities is happening. So this is the kind of technology that we are promoting in order to assist our forest and forest companies in terms of planning and management of forests.
We are reducing the time here from 6 weeks to 3 days using 100% soil.
1, 2, 3.
There is a radiation sensor as well up there. So when it reads 200 watts per meter square, it starts circulating heat down there. Otherwise, it wouldn't come on. So no one has to switch on anything. Once you switch on, it's all on by itself.
During the sessions, various presentations were made and experiences from other countries shared by ambassadors present on matters forestry commercialization.
At forest in Colombia, part of the challenges have been the deforestation. Deforestation that has been part of a story that we had endured. We Colombians are very resilient. In case of challenges, we usually continue to say that we are the second happiest country in the world, but we have had challenges.
The vegetation in Costa Rica is very, very similar to Kenyans. I feel very much at home here, and it's wonderful from that point of view. So what I wanted to share with you is the importance that public policies have in promoting sustainable forestry and the virtuous circle that forestry conservation can mean to a country.
We are also trying to develop much more of offsetting risks in our international cooperation. We're trying to go away from this, giving a sowing plant or giving 5,000 seedlings or giving. We are moving into a much more financial way of operating.
The 3-day hybrid event attracted hundreds of participants, exhibitors, and partners from Kenya and beyond.
We work with farmers across the country, but in different value chains. You have farmers doing tree seedlings, you have farmers doing woodlots, we have farmers doing fruit trees, like we have farmers in Central Islands doing
KEFRI will continue developing technologies and strategies and frameworks to ensure that our stakeholders get the best technologies in commercial forest available. We shall continue monitoring markets and trade in forest products, and now we can position this country in this particular ecosystem. Strengthening collaboration with project and financing institutions who are here to ensure that we develop products which can be financed in the forest sector. Improve our seed production and processing and quality systems to ensure the best seed qualities are available to our stakeholders. We are also going to establish Kenya Forest Investment Center, which will provide first-hand information to investors on where they can invest, what technologies are available for that particular investment, and how we can do better based on the best practices and technologies available.
As KEFRI, we want to assure that through the research and development that we are doing, we want to assure the investors in forestry that when we say that you get seedlings, you get high quality seedlings that guarantee you a certain minimum production levels as well as investment return that you can actually use as a promissory note when we say the green bond.
Coming together and partnering with the KEFRI, who is a sister organization under the umbrella of Ministry of Environment, is a show of commitment that we want to link research and the output of research towards improving our management of forest resources. And therefore this commercial forestry conference for us, it reminds us the role that forestry need to play into improving the economies and livelihoods of the people.
Our intention is to make trees cash crop. So we have trees for conservation. They're important for climate change and ecological, including water supply. But we also want to promote, and our intention, our focus is to make trees in the same manner and to the same extent as coffee, as tea, to acquire. As you know, the government last year declared bamboo as a cash crop. So we want to make trees a cash crop.
While officially closing the conference, Dr. Chris Kiptoo, Principal Secretary, Ministry of Environment and Forestry, encouraged participants to make good use of the knowledge gained in order to make commercial forestry a reality and appreciated as a source of income.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as the conference comes to an end, let us take pride in what has been achieved during the three-day forum and purpose to commit to apply lessons from this unique conference and expo. Let us continue the dialogue as we take cognizance of the resolutions and way forward which we have all collectively agreed. And expo officially closed.
This expo, I believe that it will help the students to generate ideas from others, the innovations that they have, the ideas that they want to put in place, so the projects that they also would like to have support from the different organizations, and I believe that this will take us to the next level. Thank you, KEFRI, for the conference, and we appreciate you.
I can say the experience has been good. I've been able to connect with people who are interested in this line, and also people we can partner with, and I can build upon it after this conference. I can say most of my expectations were met, so I can say that it was worth the time that I spent here at KEFRI.
Kuna training pia tumepelekwa, nikaona how to measure the trees, diameter, vitu vingi, so haikuwa mbaya, ilikuwa nzuri.
To be honest, I am quite impressed with what KEFRI is doing and their partners. Yes. Presentation after presentation after presentation, ilikuwa kitu fit sana, vitu amazing, yani things that I would never have imagined ningewahi pata hapa Kenya.